Good afternoon. My name is Brandon McLean. I'll be talking to you about Jack Kilby. Jack Kilby was the inventor of the microchip. He was born in 1923 in Great Bend, Kansas, where he grew up among the industrious descendants of the western settlers of the American Great Plains. As he was growing up, his father ran a small electric company. One year during an ice storm, his father worked with amateur radio operators to communicate with areas that had lost power and had no telephone communications. This is what kind of sparked his interest in electronics. After high school, he studied electrical engineering at the University of Illinois, where most of his classes were electrical power, but he also took vacuum tube engineering and physics classes, which, while would later be obsolete due to the invention of the transistor, he still found them useful later on in life. After graduating from Illinois, he moved up to Wisconsin. While working there, he continued his education, getting his master's in electrical engineering from the University of Wisconsin. And then in 1958, he took a job working at Texas Instruments. This is where he eventually would go on to develop the microchip. The problem that he and many in the industry that he was working in faced was called the tyranny of numbers, where even with the microization of components, large number of these components, interconnected parts, were still needed to form electronic circuits. And so Jack Kilby tasked himself with trying to come up with a way to solve this. And by July of 1958, he had written and sketched out all of his ideas. And then by September, he was ready to present his idea. And so on September 12th, 1958, Jack Kilby showed his invention to several executives from Texas Instruments, who, when they got there, all they saw was a sliver of germanium with protruding wires glued to a glass slide. While this first prototype was very rough in design, when he pressed the switch, an unending sine curve undulated across the oscilloscope, indicating that it was actually a very successful invention. And as such, without this invention, many of the devices we use today, such as cell phones, computers, video game consoles, televisions, they wouldn't be the same as they are now. Many of them would not be possible, or just wouldn't be as small as they are.